I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it, then I'm never going back. Get it, then I'm never going back.
To say to me, but like not everyone could just be like, yo, let me just go hire a chef. This is rough.
Yeah, but then even not you hire, like they have affordable people that is out there that's going to like meal prep. Not, yeah, like you say, not everybody can hire a chef that's gonna.
Sidebar. Talking about hiring a chef. Ralph told me the chef story, bro. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's different ways to make it easier, because the thing is, we try to make up a whole bunch of excuses to why. What's so funny, Raj?
Because it's almost not just Ralph, but like as we're talking about it, I'm almost like, oh, Mag is somewhere else now. Mag is like, nah, just go hire a chef. Nah, it's like, nah, it's cool. Just hire a personal chef.
No, not like that.
Get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last.
Sip the sweet water and enjoy the delicate meat. Okay. See, if you didn't know, coconut water has plenty of electrolytes. I had a client who was on keto, and she didn't want to consume a lot of carbs, so we were working out, and she said, well, Magda, what do I do for energy? I sip on the coconut water as we work out, and her energy shot up tremendously. She was actually shocked. Coconut water has a lot of benefits and the electrolytes and things of that nature, so there we go. It has a little bit of coconut water in here from the title. Even though I can't hear it, it's in there, so we're gonna enjoy some of that. Paigey, look, strawberries. She's so cute. See, one of the good things I like about strawberries, they're not always sweet or super sweet, but you can get some really good ones. So if you're someone who is watching your sugar intake, maybe a diabetic, this is the perfect fruit to consume because it's low glycemic. Hey, you can't, no.
I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it, then I'm never going back.
We're in the bread aisle. Of course, some people, you want to know what type of bread should you pick up and what should you buy. I normally go for Ezekiel bread, but just, you know, in case your store doesn't have Ezekiel bread, you want to look at the ingredients and make sure the first ingredient isn't enriched whole wheat or enriched flour. So we want to go for something, even though you have this on the packaging, it says 12 whole grain, you want to make sure that the list isn't long like this. You want to make sure that, for me, I watch out for a lot of soy things, a lot of soy products. So we want to make sure that it has minimum as possible. Like, I like the fact that this has organic molasses instead of regular sugar, but the fact that it has both cane sugar and organic molasses is kind of a little bit trippy. So reading the ingredients to make sure that it's not long and lengthy. This bread right here has a shorter list of ingredients. And right here it says no high fructose corn syrup, which is a plus. So it's just, you know, we want to make sure that we're looking out for things that's going to be conducive to our health. When it comes to starches and when it comes to consuming carbohydrates, some are better than others. If I was to go with something less processed, that would be ideal because it has more vitamins and minerals. When it comes to the macros and micros, it'd be more efficient to my body when it comes to, you know, breaking down and using it for what it's supposed to be used for. But if I want to have a little bit of fun, why not just go for a little bit organic white pita bread? This is, again, something that I won't eat every day, and it's a little bit trippy because sometimes we'll think flatbread is a lot healthier. No, I don't want to say it's healthy and it's not healthy, but it's just more so being mindful when to consume it and why you're consuming it. So that's just one thing I want to also mention. All right, so we don't come to Wegmans often. I mostly go to Whole Foods, of course, but they have the organic pizza dough. Paige loves pizza. And the ingredients on the back of here, you have organic wheat flour. I know, Mama. Organic wheat flour. Important thing to make sure it's not enriched flour. So the fact that it's organic wheat flour is cool. We have the canola oil, which I'm not a big fan of, but because it's a small list, I'll go ahead and take this and purchase it for her. She's a growing little baby. We want to make sure she gets the most nutrients, and maybe once a week we'll let her enjoy this every once in a while, but you know, it's making sure that these foods have a certain quality of ingredients in it when we do give them to her. Yeah. Yep, okay.
Different summer, different car keys. I'm the life of the party.
Kombucha. This is one of my favorite flavors, guava, or I would go for watermelon, but because it has the probiotics and we don't really do a lot of the yogurt, this is something that we don't mind taking in. Of course, if you're a picky person, you may not favor the flavor of the kombucha, but I don't mind it. I actually think that it's not bad, so let's go for some kombucha. So I'm looking for some organic green tea, which is very advantageous when it comes to the weight loss process. Now, some people, they go above and beyond and just do tea. No, you have to eat balanced. You have to exercise, because the tea alone isn't going to help you to reach your fitness goal. But if you want to add something to your regimen that's going to help to give you an extra boost, some antioxidants, some energy, then yeah, definitely throw some green tea into your routine. Looking for some organic green tea if they have any. I know the last video, well, one thing I want to say about when it comes to organic, the reason why I go for it, because it has less pesticides and less chemicals that are harmful to our bodies if we're consuming them in large quantities. Some people may go for the cheaper option when it comes to health earlier on in life, but I always tell you, it's either you pay now or you pay later. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper now, but later on in the future, it's going to add up. Hospital bills are not cheap. Prescription isn't cheap. So it's just more so making sure of which one, paying now or paying later. I'm not rich when it comes to health. I prioritize that over everything else. If it comes to cutting back a little bit, when it comes to going out to eat or making a little bit adjustments as far as financially, then that's something that I may have to do. Meal prepping is another tool that I say make time to do. If you're make time to meal prep. These are some of the things that I do to make sure that I prioritize my health, because most of the time we're on the go. I know sometimes it may not seem realistic, but it has to be. Your health is all you got. Earlier on, before I purchased the Exacto Ezekiel bread, I used to get this. This will be an alternative to bread to consume every day. The ingredients: see no preservative, cholesterol-free, organic ingredients, long shelf life, etc. You have whole wheat kernel rye, water, organic whole wheat rye flour, sea salt, and yeast. These ingredients are definitely beneficial for one who's trying to watch your carb intake, trying to minimize inflammation, trying to get whole natural foods. This is something I would go with. I'm not saying that this tastes the best, because it doesn't, but it's more so about being mindful and consuming foods that are going to give us the proper nutrients to help us to function at our optimal pace. So one of my go-to condiments, always definitely gotta go for the hot sauce. You know why? Because it has minimal calories. Look, 0, 0, 0, and it doesn't add anything extra to your meal. Now, if you want to go for something a little bit more tastier, you have your sauces, like your dressings and things of that nature. Yeah, it tastes good, but it's higher in calories, higher in fat. Not saying that it's a bad thing. It's not about good and bad. It's about monitoring what's going into our food and monitoring our caloric intake. So right now, the sauces are going to add a little bit more calories than needed, maybe sometimes up to 500, and that's not necessary. See, these are things that hold us back, and we're not mindful of it. Like, we have some barbecue sauce here. You have 60 calories and 2 tablespoons. Most people aren't going to have 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. So if you're having some type of chicken breast and then you drizzle the barbecue sauce on there, think about it. You have an additional 60 calories for 2 tablespoons, and if you're going over, it's going to be a little bit more. And then there's the sugar content too that's going to sneak up on you. So that causes inflammation. There's a whole bunch of mixture of things. I'm not saying that sugar doesn't have a time and place and when to use it, but when it comes to someone who's very trying to monitoring what you're eating, this is something to look out for. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the thyroid gland controls so much. This gland is so important. We want to make sure that it's functioning to its optimal point. And now, if you're working out to the T, exercising, sleeping, you're doing everything, exercising correctly, sleeping correctly, eating correctly, in terms of getting down to your macronutrients, you have hired a professional dietitian, personal trainer, and for whatever odd reason you're realizing that you're not seeing your goal or you're not reaching your results, definitely talk to your doctor. It may be that your thyroid gland isn't functioning optimally, so we want to make sure that we're at our optimal point. It affects our hormones, it affects the way we sleep, the way we eat, even our brain function. So this little gland that's right here affects both male and female. Definitely sit down, talk to your doctor, make sure that you're functioning to your optimal point, because you don't want to waste time trying to reach a goal and you realize that it's a medical condition that's actually preventing you from reaching your fitness goals. If you stick with us throughout this entire video, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know how I can continue to help you to reach your fitness goal. And as always, comment in the section below. We'll see you next time.
So gnarly, God got me, can't harm me. I got armor and an army. Battle scars, battle smartly. Just forever like a Sharpie. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back.
I'm saying, like, just it's different ways to make it easier, because the thing is, we try to make up a whole bunch of excuses to why. What's so funny, Raj?
Because it's almost not just Ralph, but like as we're talking about it, I'm almost like, oh, Mag is somewhere else now. Mag is like, nah, just go hire a chef. Nah, it's like, nah, it's cool, just hire a personal chef.
No, not like that, because the chef that when it comes to meal prep, like, okay, even when you're hiring, like you work for like a meal to go service or whatever, they are chefs. Yes. It's just that we're not thinking that they're chefs, but they are chefs. They just go, what is it, like $150?
Like Go Fresh and all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's $150 every week. If you're not gonna go grocery shopping and you feel like your food is gonna go bad, then might as well just pay the $150 as that meal.
I think with Go Fresh or whatever it is, you have to prepare because I've gotten the boxes and everything. You have to prepare the food. They just put the stuff in the recipe in there.
Well, not really Go Fresh, like for like a meal prepping service. Like, okay, there's some restaurants you go to, you can hire them to meal prep for you as well. Like, you can go in and they'll pay you like they'll charge you $150 for like a certain amount of meals or etc. So it's just more about thinking about budgeting. If budgeting is an issue, if pricing is an issue, it's just more so thinking about what am I willing to sacrifice to make sure that I'm getting the most out of my health. Because sometimes we make up excuses, I can't do this, no, you really can, because if you went to the doctor's office right now and they told you, hey, you got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, now all of a sudden you got the money, now all of a sudden you realize you can make these changes. So now it's just more so thinking like, okay, I don't want to get to that point for me to make these healthy choices, why not do it?
Great.
I don't know why it's Reg, I don't know what it is in our heads. Like, even I have the problem. Sometimes having to get up and go work out, sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. After I get it done, I'm like, I'm glad I went, because
of course,
I feel 10 times better.
And then the door, like I always felt amazing afterwards. I always was happy that I went, and so on and so forth. And then working out religiously kind of made me change the way I eat, because I know how I felt going into the workout eating a certain way.
Yeah.
I remember I went up there and I had like 2 slices of pizza and I went to work out with Ralph, and then I think I told Cuba and Ralph that I had 2 slices of pizza, which made them go like even harder on me, because like, I don't know, they're sadists or something.
Nah, that's the worst thing.
I felt disgusting.
Yeah, like that's one of the, especially when it comes to training, like what you eat makes the difference in the world. One time I went and I had some Chinese food, and I'm like, it's not gonna make a difference, I'm just gonna train and work out. My energy sucked. Like, I had no energy in whatsoever. And that's the reason why, because our bodies work off our macronutrients, which is the vitamins and minerals that we need to function properly. So there's not much vitamins and minerals in that, like, Chinese food. It's just more so
you're
processed.
Gonna have the Chinese food people come after you.
No, I mean, it's fun food. That's what it is. It's junk food. It's fun food. It's stuff that we eat, just for fun. But it's not food that needs to be in our everyday, diet or how we eat. It's not that type of food. So you have
people that eat Chinese food like every day, like that's their, like they eat it every day.
That's oh my God, it's scary. I don't want to come off like I'm judging people, because I'm not. Everybody's financial situation is different, and then habits is another thing too. Like, you start to get addicted to the ingredients, you want to eat this stuff. Like, it's so much that goes into it.
I'm sure buying Chinese every day is more expensive than just going grocery shopping. Is it? Like,
yeah, it is if you break it down. Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's like this, I don't know if it's a myth or what's going on, but they're saying it's cheaper. Well, in a lot of ways it is. It's cheaper to eat bullshit than it is to go out and eat healthy. Like I think everybody automatically looks at whole food as like, oh no, that's too expensive.
It really isn't. It's not cheaper because you're eating more because you're eating junk. You get hungry. Those are empty calories. There's no, again, vitamins and minerals in it. So you can eat like a bag of chips, 25 cents, 50 cents. I don't know how much they charge now. I know the prices went up. And then you get hungry, you eat some other junk. That stuff accumulates, and then you eating all these calories and you thinking that it's cheap, but by the end of the day, you done spent $20 on a whole bunch of junk because that has empty calories, and now you thinking that is less expensive than actually going to Whole Foods. You get some ground turkey, $6. You get you some potatoes, that's what, another $4, and you get some vegetables, $3. That's enough to like make at least 2 meals out of it for that day, which is, to me, is more beneficial than just not doing the right thing and just buying junk and thinking that it's cheaper. It really isn't. I tested it one time.
You did?
I tested it one time, and I was like, let me see what's going on. So I went to, I forget where I go. I went to, I think it was Wendy's or something like that. I said, let me see what everybody keeps saying, that it's cheaper to buy all this, to buy. It's cheaper to buy out, and it's more expensive to buy things at Whole Foods. So I went, got the stuff at Wendy's, and I'm like, yo, this is expensive. And for me, it's like, why everybody keeps saying it's so expensive? I think it's just people, we just get so accustomed to, not cooking or knowing how to cook, and it's just so many excuses I think that we make to not do the right thing.
You're a monster in the kitchen also, like, which is a great segue, because I don't really get those